Guys, the Hollow Knight Silksong release is just around the corner.
Oh hey, he just left, but he told me to give you this. It's one of those delay announcement PNGs.
Aw, man. Truthfully, we have no idea if Hollow Knight Silksong even exists. But in the meantime, while we wait to find that out, I thought it would be nice to do a rec room for Hollow Knight to give you some games to play while we wait. While no game truly lives up to the legacy of one of the greatest indie games of all time, a lot of these games do as much as they can to hop the gap. Come on, you got it.
I can't.
So today on the Rec Room, let's look at some niche indie games to play if you like Hollow Knight. One of the most surprising games I found while making this video was Voidwrought, a title that clearly draws visual and mechanical inspiration from Hollow Knight, yet never feels hollow or derivative. Voidwrought excels at platforming, nailing that satisfying, snappy movement that fans of Hollow Knight will instantly click with, though it definitely carves its own path. The grappling hook and slide mechanics in particular give it a whole different swing of things, letting you launch through corridors, bounce off of enemies' heads, and slip through crevices like a shadow in motion. These mechanics add so much to the movement, making the world exhilarating to explore, and combat gets a solid upgrade too. At first glance, Voidwrought may look like a sibling to Hollow Knight, but the deeper you delve in, and the more you let its eerie, cosmic horror-inspired soundtrack seep in, the more it becomes clear that this game isn't just echoing greatness, it's forging its own path. But sometimes to fall in love with the genre, you have to see it from a whole new perspective. Ew. Crypt Custodian is a top-down 2D take on the Metroidvania genre, which isn't something entirely new, but Crypt Custodian feels a lot more like its side-scrolling brethren due to its overall map layout. On the surface, Crypt Custodian has nearly nothing in common with Hollow Knight. Its world is bubbly and fun, its movement is less precise, and the whole thing is, like I said, top-down. But the upgrade system, the Metroidvania elements, the boss design, and even the interconnectivity of the map all scratch a lot of the same itches that Hollow Knight does. The map in particular is one key sticking point that made me fall in love with this game. Hollow Knight's way of working back to certain areas after going on long tangents always made the world feel immersive and lived in, and a lot of that DNA carries over here. Each biome has incredible diversity and beautiful visual style, and seeing them all come together with wonderful design is an excellent feat. Oh hey, it's me, Poet John, you can tell by the minor wardrobe change, and I'm here to read you a little poem to introduce Haiku the robot. Roses are red, violets are blue. This is Haiku the robot. I hate you. Haiku the robot visually looks the least like Hollow Knight, but it might actually play the most like it. This little robot delivers a near-perfect ode to precision platforming. Some late-game jumps require such finesse, you'll feel like you're composing poetry with every leap. Luckily, controlling Haiku is an absolute joy. Each movement feels so tight and satisfying, simple, clean, and elegantly crafted. The combat isn't quite as polished, but it gets the job done, and the boss fights here more than make up for the rather plain enemy design. What really sets the game apart, though, is its art style. While many Hollow Knight-inspired games mimic its look beat for beat, Haiku the robot boldly writes its own stanza, embracing a Game Boy-esque pixel world that still pops with color. Every area feels distinct, from rusted ruins to vibrant circuitry. If you're craving the Hollow Knight feeling, Haiku the robot is definitely worth putting on your radar.
John, you forgot to pay your taxes?
Oh man! Dragora! I don't give a shit. Mandragora had some issues at launch, but none of them kept it from being an excellent game. Mandragora's beautifully lit fantasy world made it visually distinct from its competitors, as it offers a somewhat realistic setting backed by crunchy and reactive gameplay. Enemies feel the impact of your weapons, your character has a sense of weight as they climb and contend with the environment, and sounds realistically emit from every object, both passive and active. This is one of the most premium feeling experiences in the genre, and while it's a lot more realistic than Hollow Knight, its gameplay premise still follows a lot of the same core conceits. It's still a Metroidvania, bound to the upgrading of mechanics, the exploration of the world, and the defeating of looming area bosses. It's its own thing to be sure, but if you like Hollow Knight, you're probably going to like Mandragora. So those were some games to play if you enjoyed Hollow Knight and the wait for Silksong is eating at your soul. These experiences can all serve to fill that void as the wait seemingly nears its end. Some of these games excel in combat, some in their Metroidvania elements and others in their art, but all of them represent a piece of what makes Hollow Knight great, while also being full of their own mechanics to make them unique. If you hadn't heard of any of them, I'm glad now you have. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye now. But halt, yonder traveler, before you go, I need to thank my patrons. They are Avon, Shenangelo, I Want an Apple, Bandwagon, Johnny Hammerstick, Nickel Simba, and Spider-Man on my new PS5. All of you are the absolute best. Thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you all for watching this Hollow Knight related video. I will see you as soon as Silksong drops. Or before. Okay, goodbye.